Oh yes, baby dolls, look at you over there. Welcome to Juicy Crypto News. Unfortunately, not much price action to go, but we do have some hot and sexy news for you. We're going to crank the music, friends. Don't forget, you're always going to be my friend. The corrupt SEC will not appeal their court decision on the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF. And this is the news right here as it happened. This is actually very bullish news, okay? Very bullish news. They basically said, well, we're just going to let you go. We're going to be forced to turn the Grayscale ETF inside out and confirm the friendship with everybody. So this means the corrupt SEC, they're going to be forced to approve that 600,000 Bitcoin treasury into an official ETF, which is what everybody's been waiting for. The Bitcoin, the discount is actually closing for Grayscale too. So this is the post right here just to share with you. This is the actual gap chart. Just share with you. See, it used to be really low. The gap was like almost 50%. The minimum here, 49%. And now we've actually gone up. We're down to around 16%. The gap is getting in there. And what's interesting is there are insiders, friends. This started moving up before any decisions started getting made. So there were insiders moving around it. Now, if you're wondering why it's important, it's because if you wanted to come and buy millions of dollars of Bitcoin as an institution, why would you, as somebody who enjoys eating bugs, why would you go and buy the more expensive one when there's such an enormous deviation? There's no point. What they would rather do is just go get the GBTC part. And because the discount was enormous before, it made no sense for them to go on the open market. But now the discount is getting tighter and tighter. This is what we want to see. We want to see this actually get towards zero. Because when it's around zero, it means there's no advantage you get by buying GBTC. Remember, if they buy GBTC, they do not impact the price of Bitcoin because they're buying fake paper shares of Bitcoin. And here I am to remind you that if we do get it, as the gap gets closer to zero, we can stop getting scammed for once and actually get up-only prices. So even though with Gary, I put a little poopy on his head, right? It's not as good as it seems, friends, because this is the Bitcoin chart. As you can see, as the announcement came out, look at this, Bitcoin shot up. We got the Grayscale ETF, yay! And then, no, we just come back down. This is just, this is the price action. This is disgusting. This is what's just been happening over time. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. Bitcoin is still around $26,800. We're still waiting to see what we can do. I mean, October's still red. It's pretty pathetic when you think about it. From the top, October, we're down 6.2% on Bitcoin, which is shocking. Shocking. They've printed money. The cycle's continuing. The halving's coming up. There's a Bitcoin ETF approving, and we're still not moving up. It's almost like everything I've been telling you is true, okay? The insiders already know about the Bitcoin ETF. Do you understand? It is not going to be how we get $500,000 Bitcoin. I wish it was, but it's not, okay? Everybody knows about it. Everyone. Look at this. Bloomberg analysts say 90% chance of approval. Look, when you have 90% chance of something happening, they've already acted on it. You already know. It's like if I told you, hey, I'm going to flip a coin, but there's a 90% chance it's going to become heads. You're like, oh, sweet, let me take my bets then. Imagine there was like a little bookie area. You'd allocate all your money. There's a 90% chance that it's going to come out heads. We already know about it. And not only do you know about it, you've had literally, 5-6 months, even years to allocate for this coin flip. So that's why you need to really be on top of it. Also sad and pathetic to see we're still hovering around my golden ropes line on the weekly super trend for Bitcoin, still $26,800. The magical fractal Ponzi, unfortunately, it's actually broken. We're still playing around here. Having a bit of a squeeze in here, we can see, yes, we are not doing the friendship move that we hope to do. We need some big rocket, and it will take us through November. So what do we make of this? I don't really know. Look, you know how this game is now, friends. The deviations can happen. I mean, maybe we could just go up here and then come back down, and then we meet it somewhere later on in the year, January, right? It would still be exactly where it needs to go. It's just lower volatility. I would actually be less surprised to see this. We're kind of expecting this because, see, this is old Bitcoin when it was risky. These when Bitcoin actually used to move. So, I mean, it'd be crazy, right? I mean, if we just went like this, which is basically by January, we're like 31,000. We're exactly where the thing would match up to be. It's just that we don't have that excitement part in Bitcoin. That's why everybody's coming for altcoins, man. Everybody knows the volatility in Bitcoin is too small. You're learning more and more about it over time. We also had more juicy information, right? The Department of Injustice. Do you remember, friends? The Department of Injustice, the DOJ, they were meant to be cracking down on Binance in the past few months, but they didn't. And everybody was speculating. They were waiting to see. They go, why? Why isn't the DOJ basically arresting CC? What's going on? Well, it's now starting to become a clear why. The answer is the DOJ, the Department of Injustice, saw the evidence in the FTX case. And they saw that Caroline, this is AI Caroline, by the way, Caroline Fongles, she revealed to everybody that Soy Bankman-Fried was talking to her about the regulators being on the FTX's side and how they're just going to take down Binance for them and do the illegal, evil bidding for them. So this is a very bad look for the DOJ. This is, you are a corrupt cop. You should be put in jail, friends. Okay, you are, no excuses. You don't get a lighter sentence. You should get a heavier sentence. We pay you to protect the people. But it turns out you've been sitting in the background with a hunched back, with tarnished slippers, eating bugs, and doing the evil bidding for people, and while you go whip the other people. This is not how society is meant to work. So don't forget, two corrupt institutions, the corrupt SEC, okay? By the way, both of them, friends, they'll both literally set out to destroy investors by unlawfully regulating Binance, cracking down, literally taking them down. Can you imagine if you owned a corner store and somebody called the cops on you and they just want to take you down? They planted some drugs in a cash register till. They just literally took you down. They're like, oh, well, who cares? Sweep this person out. Think about that. That's how illegal what they did is. This is really, really, really bad. This literally makes my trust for them was about 2%. We've gone down, bro, friends. 2% was a support level. We're down to 0%. Zero trust for them now. Absolutely zero. We know what they were doing, and now they got caught. So this FTX case, it was a curse when it happened, but now it's actually the biggest blessing of all. The corrupt SEC and the Department of Injustice, both of them, we should dismantle the whole thing, send everyone there to jail. There's nothing you can do. It's corrupt to the core. So the DOJ, now we know why. Why wasn't the DOJ going after Binance? There should be all this evidence, all these people on Twitter saying all the Bitcoin maxis. Well, now you know why. It's because of the extreme corruption. So just a reminder, this was in that document that Caroline released. Things that Sam is freaking out about. Okay? Entries under that title included getting the regulators to crack down on Binance. And we know they had secret meetings and we know it was all happening 100%. And, you know, she has to do it to save herself now, right? To save her and her glasses. You know, as she recounted Wednesday, Bankman-Fried said that US regulators had promised him they would enforce regulation against Binance, which he thought would increase FTX's market share, which is 100% true. Why? Because the Department of Jelly Beans, the DOJ, and the corrupt SEC, they're both tainted. And they're both tainted by the banking cartel, the bug eaters. Okay, so JP Mosquito, Citybug, Goldman Slugs, they wanted total share. So they send the regulators against our favorite exchanges, who aren't really our favorite, but at least aren't running a Ponzi. They send them there to crack them down so that they can put their own exchanges and they route all the volume through them. And then they can do everything they want in terms of installing CBDCs, checking everyone's identity, and they can really strangle crypto from within. So as a friendly reminder, this is Caroline Fong. She was in court. Caroline, Mrs. Fongles has been in there reporting for everybody to show us what's happening. She has really gripped our attention. Also, friends, I want to let you know, DataDash, friend of the channel, DataDash is actually still bearish. 3 big reasons we're going to be bearish until 2024. So, DataDash, Nick has been bearish. I think it's about 20 months in a row now. Like, it's actually, it's insane. What's going to make this guy bullish? I don't know. But there is some great news out there. At least we have PulseChain, also known as Real DeFi. Look at this great information out here. Look how many influencers there are, friends. Look at this. All these people who are ready to pump in 2024. All these people. you know, you might even say, well, maybe a third of them are gone. Who cares? Okay, let's say it was just this amount of people. That's still a lot of people, man. By the way, I'm here. So just to show you. That's a lot of people. Like, I don't see this for other coins. Do you? Yeah. Have you ever seen anything like this before? You've never seen anything like this before. I've seen a lot of info. I didn't see this for coin, for Cosmos, Atom, for Matic, even for Ethereum, Bitcoin. I didn't see these. By the way, Bitcoin have a similar sheet like this. They pumped it in 2021, but it was for a Bitcoin maxi crowd. It's so people don't get like infected with altcoins. So this is fantastic. This is, I know this is crazy. This is actually edge. Like, you know this. So when you go to sleep every night and you don't see the price moving, okay, someone else is waking up and selling. Because they're going, oh, well, you know, I've drank a lot of soy today. I mean, I've got little flaily arms. My elbows are really rounded. And my chair isn't that squeaky. But you're waking up knowing, like, look, man, there's literally, I don't even know how many people there are here. There are what? Like, could be like 100 people here. It's over 143 people, friends. 143 people here ready to go as soon as things start moving around. This is literally the voice. This is the megaphone. I didn't see this anywhere else. This is amazing. That's why I got to remind you, the price doesn't reflect that. Okay, so this content creator list is almost, the price does not reflect this. I know the price sits there. They say, okay, the price is the price. It's the real determining factor. No, it's how people feel today. All right, so yes, for example, you know, if you had a friend and they don't talk to you from Monday to Friday, if you were a stock, or the friend's price would be zero. You're like, oh my gosh, we're not speaking. And then the weekend comes, you go have a drink, you go out for 48 hours, you don't sleep, come out, you know what I mean? This is exactly what's going on here. You know, oh, wait a minute, it's just a cycle. We go to work Monday to Friday, and then, you know, the weekend comes. And there are people sitting here and they're saying, oh, well, what if the sun doesn't rise again, man? What if the earth doesn't spin? What if the weekend never comes? What if we're forever stuck on Wednesday? What if we never actually make it to Thursday? Oh my gosh, the weekend is so far away, it'll never come. That's exactly what's happening on here. We just have to transfer the mechanisms with how we see it and the mental framework we're using. Don't forget, weekends are selling. Why? They drink soy. They hunch their backs. You got to think about these powerful messengers. I'm one of them. That you like, subscribe, press the belly button, and all too. And he shocked the algorithm. So don't forget what we're all here for, okay? We are waiting for those sweet, sweet bull market candles. Even though nothing's happening right now, I want to ask you, do you think the 4-year cycle is going to repeat again? Like, on one hand, it is. On the other hand, you're seeing the magical fractal Ponzi. You're like, okay, well, we've got to be basically around 31,000 by the end of January, which is around here. By the end of January, we've got to be around 31,000. We'll give it that. We'll give it around this zone. I think we can get there. There's a wall being thrown. So we have to just think, okay, what does it all come down to? It just depends on how many people we onboard in the next cycle. Friends, now you see why. See, you're sitting here, I'm sitting here going like, wait a minute. I've got the best marketing messages. We literally just shotgunned it. I shotgunned it. PulseChain's real DeFi, right? By the way, obviously I love Chainlink, but it doesn't need me. It doesn't need me. The bug eaters have chosen it. I can call Chainlink a scam. I don't impact it. I can call it the greatest thing. I don't impact it at all. So I don't really care. I just leave that on the side. It works in the background. Okay. I like the fact that I shotgun PulseChain is real DeFi and free speech, and use the same thing. Hex is real DeFi. Hex is free speech. Same as PulseX. Now you know there's going to be a megaphone. There's all these messengers coming out. Golly gee. Okay, they're basically saying that everybody is welcome to be invited in. Don't forget what we're waiting for. The emotional money, friends. Why? The emotional money, that's what we're waiting for. We need the new emotional money to come in because they don't leave limit orders. Do you understand? They are getting excited today. They don't want to sit on a limit order for a month and go, oh, you know, if we drop 10%, I'm going to get filled. They don't care about that. They've been waiting a long time. They got money now. They're just like, screw it. They're like, how high are we going? 100x. Ah, screw it. I'm just getting in now. That's what you want. You know what I mean? But they don't believe it right now. They need to see. That's why I use Microsoft Paint, of course, professional Microsoft Paint. I put these green candles on the eyeglasses here for a purpose. This is exactly this emotional money. That's what they want to see. They want to see Bitcoin green, Ethereum green. They want to say, oh, people are making money everywhere, right? That's what we need. But of course, the $1 trillion question is, when does it start? We don't know. We never know that. All we know is you wait long enough and maybe it'll rain on top of us, friends, rain some nice coins, and we get our buckets out and hopefully we'll be partying naked or with our clothes on, depends on how you go, all right? Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all friends. I'm going to catch you next one.